Hey. Oh, man, we're blacking out again. Okay. There's going to be some flashing and ghost stuff going on here, so I apologize now. But I am Seth Eisenberg. This is the conservative corner. You can see behind me, sort of, kind of see behind me. And like it says down there, that's Fred Profiter. He'll be with me today on today's podcast.
Good evening.
Very formal. Because I know everybody gets sick and tired of hearing my voice and my voice only. So I figured I'd break it up and invite somebody with a little baritone.
Listen to my monotone drone.
So Fred, tell everybody who you are and all that kind of stuff so they know you're pretty important.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Fred Profiter. Nope. And get up here where you can see me. Not that you're going to be missing that much. President of the Frederick County Conservative Club. We're the ones who get shit done in Frederick. We did the Trump Road Rally. Did 100 miles in Frederick County. Never hit the highway. Did it all on back roads. And that was great. I had over 300 cars in there. We're the ones who hold the debates for the candidates here in Frederick. And we did 3 bus trips down to D.C. One in November of 2020, one in December 2020, and, of course, January 6th. And January 6th, nobody got arrested, so we're good there. Never got a visit from the FBI.
That's pretty important.
Yeah.
That's a very important thing.
Not even a phone call. So.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. Very active club. Most active club, I would say, in Frederick County. Probably only second to the Carroll County, Maryland club. They do a lot of stuff.
Right.
Other than that, the other Republican clubs, like I've said before in the podcast, are useless. They're all impotent. They're more worried about happy hours and Christmas parties and taking your money to do nothing with.
We get shit done.
Yeah. The most active club in Frederick County. That is for sure. So he'll be with me throughout the podcast. We'll be talking about the things I have together and probably going off that and talking about stuff that I don't even have stuff for because it's just how it is. So usually, like I said, the first thing we do is breaking and interesting news. I used to say breaking and important, but some of the stuff I talk about probably isn't important to you. It's important to me. So I have that. So we'll get right into that. First thing we got here is, I don't know if you remember this. I think it was late last week, a bunch of people surrounded ICE in Chicago with their cars and started shooting at them. And then ICE returned fire and hit some woman several times, didn't kill her. Now she's facing, obviously, federal charges for assaulting federal police officers and probably other gun-related charges. Of course, the left is all crazy about that. If ICE wasn't there, this wouldn't be happening, blah, 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 blah. It's okay to shoot at federal law enforcement now as long as your feelings are hurt, that it's okay. It shouldn't be a crime.
Let my people go.
I don't know if you saw, I wanted to get that. And I don't know if anybody else has seen it. There's a video of a bald-headed girl, and I don't know if she has cancer or she's just crazy. So I don't want to make fun of her bald head because I don't know.
It was shaved. It wasn't. Shaved. It didn't fall out.
So maybe she's just crazy. But she's on the front of an ICE van or a bus, and she's like clutching it, and she's screaming, "Let my people go!" as she's crying. I don't.
And once I got her pried off, she threw herself on the ground. No, my people, my people. Yes. Not a Hispanic accent to her at all.
She's whiter than me.
That's pretty white.
She's almost see-through. She's so white. But yeah, she was very theatrical. I think she's been nominated for an Academy this year. I don't know. We'll find out. When the Academies have already come, right?
Yeah, Academy's already gone.
So next year.
Next year.
Next year she might be nominated for Best Actress in a dramatic role. I don't know. But she's an idiot. They're all idiots. They're all insane. They don't deal in facts. It's all about feelings. So yeah, this lady, I hope she goes to jail. Not because because she's anti, deportation, because she shot at cops. She needs to go to jail. It's that simple. I don't know why people are so against that. Shooting at cops is stupid. Why would you shoot somebody that has a gun that can shoot back at you? I don't get that.
No sense.
Yeah, especially if you're not that good. at what you're shooting. And these people, that's all they do, shoot guns all day. It's like, yeah, I've never played football, but I'm going to go play like the Ravens in a pickup game. That's stupid. You're going to get yourself hurt, and you should, dummy. I think this is tomorrow. They start doing the hostage release in Israel and Gaza. I don't agree with any of this, and I've said it before. I don't think Israel should have agreed to any peace agreement. I think they should have continued until they killed everybody in Hamas. Because if they leave 2 of them alive, they're just going to be doing the same stuff again in 2 years. They're going to be dealing with the same crap again. And I wouldn't have released anybody I had if I was Israel. The Palestinians they have in jail aren't there because they were jaywalking or because they were speeding or because they had a joint. They're there because they're terrorists and they've killed people. So I don't understand why anybody thinks this is a good deal. I don't think it's a good deal at all. I think Israel got bullied into it, I think. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I got to give credit to Trump for putting this coalition together. I mean, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE. I mean, they're all in Israel now. I mean, you never see all of them in one place at one time.
True.
And I think it speaks volumes to the negotiating skills that Trump has.
Yeah, but do you think it's over? Like, this is it? Hamas done? They'll never have to deal with Hamas again?
No, I'm not that confident. I mean, how many peace deals have they had before?
Oh, that's true. But
in
the last 10 years, there's been 2, I think.
I'm a little older than you, so I go back further. I go back to the Begin era. Well, actually, Golden My Ear.
Oh, yeah, you are old.
So, yeah. Dirt.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a smart decision. I don't think Israel should have agreed to it. I mean, I'm not knocking Trump. I'm just saying I don't think this is good for Israel.
Right. Time will tell.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
We thought the Abraham Accords were going to work.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
And the Abraham Accords did work until October 7th.
Exactly.
So
I just don't think you can trust a terrorist organization that's sworn to kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't all of a sudden go, oh, you know what? We were wrong. We apologize. Let's be friends.
Are you going to disarm?
Well, if you put your guns down first, we'll put our guns down after you put your guns down. We swear. We swear to Allah.
Yeah.
I trust that shit as much as I trust gas station sushi. Now, here's an idiot. This Mississippi sheriff has said that if Trump sends ICE to his county, he's going to have him towed and locked up. What happened to enforcing the law? It's his job to enforce the law. And ICE isn't going down there just to be down there. They'd be going down there to arrest people who've broken the law.
And maybe somebody who's trying to tow their vehicles.
Why would you? I mean, if that's something you were going to do, why would you forewarn the people? Like, if you come down here, I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to tell you.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, sure.
Why would fucking idiots? And this man's a sheriff. You can look at him and tell he's very serious, though. He is very serious in that picture. He is not kidding.
Oh.
He's going to tow some cars, man. And I guess that's a deputy behind him, that chick. It looks like she's thinking, oh, my God, just shut up. Just be quiet already, dude.
She got stars on her collar?
Yeah, 2 stars.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I've heard you say this before. You're running your mouth. I guess you want to be mayor next, blah, blah, blah. But it's not just in Mississippi. A lot of sheriffs are coming out saying they're going to not work with ICE. They're going to tow them, or they're going to lock them up. Or what was it in Portland? Didn't they have an issue where the police said they stood down?
Yeah.
Yep. When ICE was in trouble?
They were ordered to stand down by the mayor and governor. So, fine, send in the Marines.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want the National Guard there, but you know how you get the National Guard there? You don't back up ICE with your local police department. Then they have to send in that National Guard because they'll back them up. So you're doing exactly what you're not wanting to do. By doing that, you're going to have the National Guard there.
Yep.
And maybe the Marines. Yeah, send the Marines in. Shit, that'll straighten stuff up pretty quick, I would say.
Don't forget the corpsman.
And the corpsman. Yeah, you got to have the corpsman there. The pecker checkers. And anybody doesn't know, Fred was in the Navy too, so we can talk about other branches. You can't.
Yeah, we talk shit.
Yeah. And if you weren't in the military, you can't. Just be quiet. Say thank you. Move on. This next thing here. This is why I don't think anything's going to happen positive with a peace accord in Israel. Hamas has their security police on the streets patrolling to keep things safe, which has turned into Hamas executing people in the streets a few days ago they think were collaborating with Israel. So it's just starting again. It hasn't even stopped.
Right.
And they're already executing Gaza citizens who they think helped Israel. Not in the middle of the street. There's videos all online. So that's why I think nothing is going to change. There might be a pause so Hamas can regroup and get stuff together they need to get together, and then it's going to start again. And then everybody's going to come out and blame Israel because Israel's not going to sit there and let somebody bomb them, and they're going to bomb them back. It's like, oh, no, you can't do that. You got to just take the ass kicking. But yeah, it's not going to change.
No, I have a feeling that if Hamas breaks us, Gaza's going to be turned into glass.
It should have been turned into glass this time.
Yeah, it should have been already.
I mean, what people don't understand is Hamas is a terrorist organization. It's not just the U.S. says that. Most of Europe, most of Asia, most countries agree Hamas is a terrorist organization. So when Israel's fighting them, we should all be helping them because that's doing the world a favor. They're getting rid of, they're taking the trash out. But no, nobody sees it that way. It's all they're out there, they're committing genocide. If Israel was purposely killing civilians, if that was their goal to go out there and kill civilians, this war would have been over in about a month.
Yeah, you wouldn't see all that stuff in the background there.
It would be
all those buildings would be gone.
They would have bombed it until everybody was dead. So I'm so sick of hearing, well, they're killing people on purpose. I think they said there's like 55,000 combatants were killed or something like that. And they said there were 67,000 people killed. So like 15 to 20,000 were civilians. Can you name me a war where there was that low civilian casualties ever in the history of man?
Right. And that's with Hamas hiding behind the civilians.
And that's from the Gaza Health Ministry, whom I don't trust either. They don't give you legitimate numbers.
Right.
But I guess this is what peace looks like. Hamas security forces patrolling the cities.
Still masked.
Yeah, walk around masks. They don't have any uniforms.
We got a T-shirt.
Yeah, T-shirt probably says, I love goats. Or I love sheep. I don't know. But that's their idea of peace. The terrorists.
I love you.
But that's their idea of peace. Terrorists patrolling the streets, keeping the peace. That is exactly what they want us to believe, that's going to keep the peace. I know. It's weird. It picks up.
Yeah.
Dumps and then jumps, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what's going on in Gaza now. Again, I think they should just keep rolling until they get them all. But that's just me. So, kind of in the same vein, the next segment, it's kind of about Gaza, Palestine, the make-believe country Palestine, and sympathizers who just don't understand facts and are basing everything they do solely on feelings, which is not hard to believe because most liberals are brain dead anyway. So pro-Palestinian protesters are saying they're not going to stop protesting. They don't care about the ceasefire. They're going to go out there and march and condemn Israel. So that tells me it was never about Palestine. It was never about Gaza.
No, it's look at me.
It's look at me, and we're anti-Israel. No matter what happened.
And we want to grow our numbers.
Yeah, that's it.
So we can take over this country.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if you look at it, like, I think that's London.
Yeah, Big Ben.
That's crazy. They're overrun. They're inundated with Muslims and sympathizers. I don't know if you've ever seen the videos or news clips. It's ridiculous. It looks like a third world. Same thing with Paris. It looks like a third world country now.
I think 10 or 12 major cities in England have Muslim mayors.
Yes. And I read somewhere that more Indians own property in London than English people do at this point. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. Well, they probably own 10 Downing Street also.
I'm sure they do.
You know.
But yeah, so this just shows me that this was never about the war. They weren't concerned about anything. This was just a chance to be anti-Israel because they knew everybody would be on the bandwagon. Because if they were truly about, the war, they'd all be happy now because there's a ceasefire.
Right.
They'd be celebrating.
But no, it's me. Put the camera on me,
Mhm.
and doesn't have anything to do with Gaza.
And I think if you look at that picture, I did, and maybe I'm wrong, all I see is a bunch of white people with too much free time on their hands. Younger white people, like rich kids. They got nothing else to do with their time. I don't think I saw more than 2 or 3 actual Middle Eastern people in that picture. And that's the same thing over here. You might have 3 or 4 Middle Eastern people leading the protests or the riot, but the majority of the people in the crowd are rich white kids that have nothing else to do. They have no job. They've never been told no in their life, so this is what they do. They go hassle people at work.
Yeah, rich white kids wrapped in towels.
Yeah, that they took from their mom. I am not one for violence, but like I've said before, sometimes violence is the answer. And I think this is one of those times.
Yeah. And I think that BB showed great restraint.
Oh, hell yeah.
He shouldn't have, but he did.
Yeah, I think he showed a little too much restraint myself.
Right.
I mean, when you're fighting somebody that hides in hospitals or hides in schools or hides in communities, you have to, I guess, what's the word? Not accept. I guess the word, you have to count on the fact that you're going to end up killing civilians.
Yeah.
But
you're going to have collateral
fault.
damage.
But it's not your fault.
Collateral death.
Yeah. It's the enemy's fault because that's where they're hiding. You have to go where they're at.
Right. And
I don't think people understand that. I think they bullets can go around people and like they're little missiles that seek heat. It's going to happen. And like Fred said, I think the Israelis showed great restraint. Even if it was 60,000 civilian casualties, that is still impressive for over a year now, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
2-year war. Only 60,000 civilian casualties. Don't get me wrong. It's still horrible that 60,000 civilians died, but there's no other war in the history of man with that low number.
It's also the civilians that elected Hamas as their leadership. So maybe they got what they deserved.
And every time you turn the news on and something bad happens somewhere in the world, the streets of Gaza are filled with people dancing and cheering and being happy about it. So I really can't feel sorry for them. Like they elected the Hamas. They cheer when Hamas does something. I mean, I think there was a poll taken and like 70% of the people thought what happened on October 7th in Israel was a good thing.
Yep.
So, I mean, you really can't feel sorry for people like that. Like, hey, you know what? You picked on somebody bigger and they whipped your ass. Well, why should I be mad at the person you picked on because they can fight better than you?
You spit on your landlord.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen?
You're getting evicted.
It's like you go out on the street and there's like a little guy, Mike Tyson, and you think, hey, I'm going to go pick on Mike Tyson. And he beats you up and you're like, you can't do that. You're supposed to stand there and take it. No, dude, you picked on somebody who knows how to fight. They're going to fight. And they should, especially if they were minding their own business. And on October 7th, they were. And you just got your ass kicked. And unfortunately, the rest of the world thinks they're victims. And I'll never understand that.
Now, I saw a report earlier this week where Israeli troops got a stand-down order to stay away from certain sectors of the wall or the fence between Gaza and Israel.
Right.
Nobody can explain it, but that was the window that Gaza or that Hamas used to come in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I should have saved it or should have sent it to you.
All right, we're turning this background off because it's driving me insane. There you go. So now you got to deal with the ugly green screen. But at least we're not flickering in and out now.
Oh, shit.
I can live with it. Yeah, that's ugly. See how ugly that is?
No, he wasn't pointing at me.
See how ugly that is? No, that green screen is ridiculous. And it costs like $30. It's just a sheet. Just a green sheet.
Should have told me you needed one. I had one.
I don't know. You're the first person that's ever said they had a green sheet. Over, like if you see that right here, or see, where's my hand? Right there. That's like stained glass, like legitimate stained glass. It's pretty. I didn't buy it. When my mother passed, it was here. I don't have that kind of taste. I would have like a.
No, his taste is all in his mouth.
Yeah, my taste is right there. I got a Sopranos picture. But But yeah, so we're trying to green screen off right now. Sorry about that. Sorry about the ugly. But now we're not flickering in and out, and I can move my hands and you can see it.
Yay!
Indonesia is going to block Israel from the World Gymnastics Champions. Oh no! What am I going to watch now?
Oh no! I guess it's back to tiddlywinks and marbles.
I'll go watch paint dry. I mean, what? Doesn't Indonesia have a very high Muslim population?
Very high.
There you go.
Very high.
It's not about Israel. It's about Muslims not liking Jews. The religion of peace that welcomes everybody is blocking people out. You know what? I'm probably going to lose 5 of my 15 viewers, and that's fine. Islam is a disease. It's a cancer. Wherever it goes, death and destruction follow.
Yep.
It doesn't
Absolutely.
build anything up. It doesn't create anything. It doesn't help things prosper. It's a cancer, and it kills whatever it attaches itself to.
Yeah.
And the sooner countries realize that, the better off we're going to be. And there's like 300 million Muslims in the world, something like that, 300 million. And they said, well, only 10% are, radicalized. That's 30 million people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah,
30 million.
That's a hell of an army.
So I don't want to hear that. What do you think?
Well, all you got to do is Google contributions Islam has made to the world. Was it a steam engine? Was it a... wait. No. It might be a little crude, but they did invent condoms.
They did?
Yeah, using goat intestine.
Okay.
Using goat intestine. The Turks refined it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And took the intestine out of the goat first.
Boom, boom.
He's shot.
He's here all week, folks. Didn't they do the number?
We'll be here all weekend.
Was it his? Was it the Muslims that came up with 0? The number 0? I think it was. Because before it was just 1, and that was it. They made 0, which changed math. So centuries ago, they did something.
Okay.
And since then, they've done nothing. I mean, they still engage in slavery. They still engage in, female genitalia mutilation, child labor. You name everything that we're against, they do. And not a peep from anybody.
Only killing your neighbor.
Yeah, killing your neighbor, swearing to wipe out other religions off the face of the planet, child sex or child brides, and nobody cares.
Yeah, grooming.
Yep. But as soon as I say, Islam's a cancer, I'm sure I'm going to get hate mail and threats and all that because I've stepped over a line. It's okay you sleep with a 7-year-old. That's cool. But if I say you're evil for doing it, I'm the bad guy.
Of course. I'm
going to burn in hell or wherever Islam believes. But yeah, I think Islam's a cancer. It's a dangerous religion. And I'm not saying all Islamists or Muslims are bad. I'm sure there's 5 or 6 of them that are really good people that really are not about death and destruction. But the vast majority are. Look at any poll ever taken. They believe in taking Israel out. They believe in making the world Muslim. They believe all of that. No other religion does.
Yeah.
Buddhists don't want to convert you. If you want to come over to them, that's great. If you don't, that's great. Christians don't want to force their religion on you. If you want to convert, great. Right. Jews, but Presbyterians, no other religion in the world has said they're going to dominate the world. That's not what they do. Islam wants to take over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes down to it, do you want to be in a religion that says submit or one that says choose? I'm going to go with the religion that lets me choose. Yeah. Not Islam. Nope.
No, you look around the world where Christians are being slaughtered.
It's Muslims.
It's all by Muslims. Not by the Buddhists, not by the
Amish. Not the Mennonites. It's not even the ones that play with snakes and the Southern Baptists. Not even them.
Right.
Muslims. Anywhere there's a war over like territory or stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, Muslims are involved in it somehow. It's like when they move somewhere, they can't assimilate into that culture. They make that culture assimilate to them. Look at London. Look at Paris. Look anywhere they're at over in Europe. Look at what's going on there right now. They're making no attempts to become part of that nation. They're bringing their nation with them, and you need to adhere to that.
There's no assimilation there. There's no assimilation here. You don't have Muslims coming out to the conservative club or the Republican club, wanting to get involved, and they like conservatives because they like the American values. No, they want to change the values.
And they want to ban people.
Ban people, make you submit to their will.
There was a video, I think on YouTube. There was an imam. I think that's what they're called, Islam, like a preacher, an imam. And I think it was in Texas. And he was going store to store in the community they lived in that sold alcohol, and told them that sooner or later they're going to ban people from being able to buy alcohol, because that's, I don't know what a sin is called in Islam, but they said that's what it was. And he was dead serious. And nobody, if someone came into my store and said, look, what you're doing is wrong, you shouldn't do it, that's one thing. And I appreciate your opinion. That's great.
Yeah,
you don't have to shop here.
Tell your story walking.
Yeah, you don't got to shop here. I understand.
Goodbye.
But if you come into my store and go, look, I'm going to make sure you can't sell this anymore because it's a sin against my religion, and we're going to shut you down. I laughed in his face and said, you can leave the store or I can put you out. How do you want this to go down? And don't ever come back again. You're not welcome here. But nobody challenges these people.
You want to walk out, or you want to go out feet first?
Yeah, I can drag you or you can walk. You tell me how you want to do it. But no one challenges these people. They just let them say what they want to say, because nobody wants to be, an Islamophobe or racist. So you got to sit there and let this man run his mouth about how what you're doing is a sin, and they're going to shut you down and run you out of town because what you're doing is against the law, and it's not going to happen. Well, number one, son of a bitch, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
That's
where they want to build that.
Oh, that big community.
A big community. Yep, right outside of Dallas.
And I think what's the governor's name down there? God damn, I can see him. He's in the wheelchair.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh, that's bad.
Abbott,
Governor Abbott came out and passed a law that, number one, Sharia law can't be enforced or in Texas anywhere. It's against the law, and that communities can't base who they sell their houses to on religion or anything. It has to be
open. That's discrimination.
And of course, now they're fighting that. The Muslims have fight. I think CARE is involved, who's just another terrorist organization, and I don't know why they're allowed to even have chapters anymore. But they're fighting that, saying that's wrong. And I think there's a lawyer that's going to help them, because lawyers are slimy for the most part. I mean, you know what the difference between a lawyer and a hooker is, right?
What's that?
When you're dead, the hooker will stop fucking you. And that's the truth. That's the truth. So of course, they could find a lawyer that's going to, Abbott's, he's wrong. He couldn't find the truth. That shot up a flare and had a red flag. You're going to find a mouthpiece that'll defend it. But I'm glad Texas isn't saying something about it. But what's really frightening to me is that we have to pass laws that say Sharia law or law from another country can't be enforced in our country.
Right.
That's what frightens me. Why do we have to pass a law that says that?
Yeah.
And that should bother you. I mean, we talk about grooming and sexual stuff in schools, which is bad. Don't get me wrong. But this is just as bad.
Yeah, this is, if not worse.
Yeah, because it's not just affecting children. This will affect everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about Sharia law because, number one, I'm not Muslim and I don't give a shit. Number two, I don't live in the Middle East and I don't give a shit. But if we have to pass a law, that tells me there's people in this country who are trying to bring Sharia law here. If there actually has to be a law made specifically to stop that, something somewhere must have happened for these people to go, we got to put a law in there that says we can't do that.
Well, non-Muslim women are getting harassed in England for going out without headscarves on.
Yeah, I've seen videos. Yeah,
and
is it Dearborn, Michigan, like that now?
Yeah, and there's a Sharia court in Dearborn.
That's right, and I think there one in New York too.
Yes, I think it was like 47 across the country. That shit needs to be shut down
immediately. We have people that will go out of their way to scream and yell about Israel. We have people that will go out of their way and scream and yell about people denying trans people their rights. We have people that will scream and yell because we won't allow them to teach about anal sex and oral sex in elementary and middle schools. But nobody says a peep when Islams want to push their beliefs onto us. Not just push, they want to enforce it, make it a law. Not enough people speak up about it. And that's crazy.
It's bad enough we have so few people showing up at school board meetings, where they're pushing this agenda, the trans agenda. Well, people got to wake up.
And that's the problem with Republicans. God bless them, but they're lazy. They don't get out. They don't do things. I got to work. I got to be here. I can't be there. One thing, like I've always said, I'll give Democrats props. If they say be somewhere at a certain time, everybody shows up.
They bust them in.
Yeah, they'll bring them in. People will show up at thousands. Same thing with Republicans. 50, 60 people might show up. And the whole time they're doing this. I got to go, man. I got to do stuff. I can't be here all day.
Like Joe Biden checking his watch in Delaware.
Well, Joe Biden, he'd be looking at his arm with no watch. Like,
I think I forgot something today.
I got blonde leg hair. Popcorn's a bad dude. But yeah, and that's how it's always been. Fred put on a really big Charlie Kirk memorial. That'd be memorial.
Candlelight vigil.
Candlelight vigil 2 weeks ago, right?
Yep. Almost 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Good turnout, like 200-300 people.
No, over 400.
Over 400 people, but it should have been more.
Yeah.
It should have been more.
Well, for everybody's defense, when I first announced that we were going to do it, I asked people to keep it on the down low because we didn't want any trouble showing up. But then WFMD got hold of it.
It's a local radio station.
Local radio station. And then put it on the air. And after they put it on the air is when they called me. And I said, all right, cat's out of the bag. Let it go. So we had 350 candles that we were ready to hand out. And we did hand out.
Oh, yeah.
And not everybody got one. So, it was over 400 people. And I was surprised and pleased. And my heart just went, was just full. So.
And if you've watched me before, I'm never happy and never pleased. There was 300, 400 people there. There should have been 500, 600 people there. There's no reason to have that little amount of people show up for something that important. That's just my opinion. I blame the Republican Party. They don't do anything. They don't talk about anything because they don't want to make waves. Like when it comes to Sharia law, nobody's really talking about it on the Republican side because they might lose votes. They don't want to be that person. And don't get me wrong, not all are like that, but the vast majority of Republicans are not speaking out against it. And it's because they don't want to lose votes. They don't want to be labeled a racist or an Islamophobe. So they'll just kind of, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that, but I'll let somebody else handle that because I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, that's not in my
best
wheelhouse.
Interest. Yeah, that's not in my best interest. But yeah, it's just Republicans are like that. And I can only speak to where we live in Frederick County, Maryland. The Republican Party in this county is weak. It's a joke. When I say they're only concerned about parties and happy hours, that is literally all the Republican Party in our county does. Have happy hours, have Christmas parties, and have just general like holiday parties. They have not won an election in as long as I can remember. Maybe one or two people here and there during the election, but they have never swept an election. Is that because there's more Democrats here? No, it's because they don't get out. They don't make anybody excited about anything.
Hey, we got Mason Carter.
Yeah, they just like, yeah, we have Mason Carter. And that's all you'll ever hear. They don't get in it. They don't make you excited because they're too worried about planning the next party. You get people in the Central Committee who are already in office. They're not worried about getting anybody else elected. They're worried about keeping their asses in office. So that's what they work. That's what all the thing they do is geared to, keeping them there. It's very incestuous. And it needs to change. And now, again, I can't speak to other counties. I can't speak to other states because I'm not there. I can just tell you what goes on here, and it's embarrassing. The one bright spot we have is Sheriff Chuck Jenkins.
Yep.
America's sheriff. The funny thing is the Republican Party will still say, hey, we got him elected. No, you didn't. That man doesn't need you anymore. He has a name. People know him. They recognize him. Democrats vote for him. It's got nothing to do with the Republican Party. As a matter of fact, was it 2 years ago?
Yep.
Some of the Republicans turned on him.
3 years ago. It's almost 4 years now.
Yeah, 3-4 years ago, some of them turned on him. And the ones that turned on him, he helped. I think he endorsed them. It's if you let it, it'll make your nose bleed. It's really, I'll never figure out the Republican Party. What did Damon say? Let me put that up there so we can see that. The problem is I just copy and pasted the story, so I don't have much of text. I don't know. The Catholic Syrian Lebanese Senate called Patterson the capital of Palestine in the United States and repeated the comment, calling it the fourth holiest city in the world to Palestine American audience. The comments drew backlash from right wing. Why doesn't that mayor go to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
And just
He'd be more at home there.
Just for shits and giggles, say, you know what? Saudi Arabia is the most holiest country for Jews and Christians, and we are welcoming to Jews and Christians in Saudi Arabia. Please come here. They'd kill him. They would kill him or put him in prison for the rest of his life if he said that there.
Yep.
That's what these people don't understand. They wouldn't have any rights for the places they're defending. They would be executed or exiled. But now you can't tell them that because it's bad Jew, bad Israel, bad Christian. That's all they know about. All right. We'll be right back.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
So yeah, I'm Seth Eisenberg. We're back on the Conservative Corner. This is Fred Profiter, the president of the Frederick County Conservative Club in Frederick, Maryland. This is our low-budget background for today because my green screen is acting up and I don't feel like dealing with it. It's always something. Always something. And again, Damon Galdo has commented, which is great. He's got his own show, Damon the Hammer. He's got his own podcast and a radio program he does during the week. Pretty smart guy. Again, it's really hard to see him because he's very short. So he has to sit on a couple telephone books and a box to do a show or you wouldn't see him. Then we have Alexandra Levine, who is the White House correspondent. She has her 2 shows during the week as well. And then we all get together on Wednesdays and do the Pulse where we talk about everything. It's pretty cool. So check us out. And then, of course, wait, you got me on Sundays. I know that's the highlight of your week.
I tune in.
He's one of the 5.
Screw football. I'm watching Seth.
I'm better than the NFL. I don't take a knee.
You can't take it.
No, I can't. I couldn't. I mean, I could, but I couldn't get back up.
Couldn't get back up.
I would just have to sit there for a while and hope somebody walked by and took pity on me. Like, oh, man, that dude's crippled.
Just give me a roll.
Yeah, just push me over like a turtle.
Yeah.
Let me lay here for a while. It'll fix itself.
Hopefully the momentum will get my body up.
Well, push me forward. Maybe I can tuck and roll and stand back up. Maybe.
Oh, I meant to do that.
That's what I meant to do. Let me turn this camera down a little bit. Now we're better looking that way.
Oh, yeah. Well,
He's got a shirt. I got my Death Row record shirt on. He's got his president, 47th president, Donald Trump. I think my shirt's cooler. But that I'm just because I'm a Snoop Dogg fan. So
Damn. Camera really does put on 15 pounds.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Damn. Okay. So back to the stuff.
News of the day.
We just got done talking about idiots, pretty much. Islam.
That's every day.
Yeah. Islam being the big idiot. Now we're going to talk about the queen of idiots. Last week.
AOC?
No. Okay, this is like the princess of idiots then. Like the second down. Last week.
Jasmine Crockett?
No. Then she's like the
damn
lady in waiting. I guess that's what, isn't that the third one? Like queen, princess, lady in waiting, whatever it is. We're going to talk about this person. I think it was 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, the flotilla that was being sent to Gaza to bring aid.
Oh.
After they were told by Israel, no, don't come down here.
Don't.
We're just going to turn you around. You're going to waste your time. And just, I can't stand her. It makes me want to vomit. Greta Thunberg, who's just, and I know she's a child, and I know she has autism. Apparently, she's on the spectrum, and I really should be more mad at her parents for letting her do this or making her do this or whatever the case may be. But there has to be some accountability on her part as well. Here she is. I think this is back in France, pretending that she's handcuffed. If you watch the entire video, this is the clip where you can see her hands. She's not handcuffed. But there's news there, so she has to pretend like she's being a victim.
How dare you?
How dare you? And she's also accused Israel of torture and other inhumane acts while she was there. She doesn't look tortured to me.
I think she's past the age of adolescence now. So we can actually call her a see you next Tuesday.
Well, maybe like physically she's an adult, but mentally she's not. I mean, you can just listen to her talk and you're like, dude, what are you, 6?
What liberal is mentally at their level?
But yeah, she accused Israel of torture, making her kiss the Israeli flag, making her stay in a cell with bed bugs on the mattress. Honey, that's called prison. Prison ain't the Hilton. It's not a resort. We expected
unless you're an illegal immigrant.
Unless you're an illegal immigrant in America, yeah.
And then we'll get you to Trump Tower.
It'll get you like the Regency, Hyatt Regency. But you're in another country that they told you not to come, that's in the middle of a war, and you want to come show your ass. They're not going to put you up in a hotel. You're going to jail. They told you we're going to put you in jail if you come down here until we deport you. And you got bed bugs in jail? Oh, well, you know how you avoid the bed bugs in jail?
Don't go to jail.
Don't go to a country that tells you not to come, and you won't be in there. But yeah, and this is not the first time Greta's lied. She's not a very honest person. The fake aid flotilla, number one, they were offered by Italy, Greece, and even Israel before they got close to the blockade to port. I can't remember the name of the port they told them to go to. And they would, Italy or Greece would take the aid they had and transport it to Gaza for them. So they didn't have to worry about the blockade. There would be no issue. They refused that. Why do you think they refused that?
Was there something in the goods?
There was no goods. There was no aid.
No?
Israel said they found
barely so.
Yeah, they said over the 42 to 50 vessels after they checked all the ships, the total aid that was found was barely 2 tons, which would have done nothing to help anybody in Gaza.
What was the rest of it?
Their supplies.
Their supplies?
Because they were at sea for 30 days. So they had to have their supplies, their food, their water, their medicine, and then whatever space was left over was for the Gazans. I mean, you've been to sea. So it takes a lot of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you look at the pictures of the flotilla, maybe they had some 70-footers on there.
We don't have
maybe. There's so many now, I don't even bother with it. But maybe a 70-footer. But there weren't like cargo vessels. There weren't like commercial ships out there. They were all private, like sailboats or yachts.
It was all their own provisions.
Yeah. And then people wonder, well, they're bringing supplies down. How? How did you think they were bringing supplies down? If you've never been on a ship, it's very tight. It's not spacious. It's not like you have rec rooms and pool halls and restaurants. It's very tight because everything on a ship has its own space. And
They should have gotten a Carnival cruise.
They could have done that. They could have done that.
Yeah.
That's like the Spirit Airlines of the ocean. No offense to Spirit.
It's just cough medicine.
Yeah, he's just drinking Grandpa's cough syrup. But yeah, ships are tight because they need all the space for the important shit, like engines, water pipes for the bilge. They need everything has a space. Everything is accounted for. There's not open space on a ship, and if there is, that's where your shit goes. That's where your provisions would go. That's where your fuel would go. That's where your clothing would go. So after all these people had all their stuff put on the ship, apparently
only 2 tons for the Gaza.
Yeah, only 2 tons. And let me show you what gets into Gaza daily. There you go. I think that equals tons. Tons of trucks. Down there, right there, where it says the flotilla, that's what they sent.
Samud.
That's all they sent compared to what comes in from other countries in the Red Cross.
Oh, look, it's just one little blue line on the back of the truck.
That's it. But she's all,
now, did you see the provisions being unloaded today?
No, I did not.
You'd have thought it was Free Cheese Day in the ghetto. I mean, they just jumped all over those trucks and were just.
Oh yeah, because Hamas is taking all the aid. They don't give it to the people. A single aid truck entering Gaza carries about 20 tons of aid. Around 300 aid trucks enter Gaza every day. So one truck, 20 tons of aid, 300 trucks a day go to Gaza. Flotilla, 42 vessels, maybe
2 tons.
2 tons. Maybe. That's why I've said, and I'll say it again, the flotilla was a publicity stunt. That's all it was. They weren't going to help anybody.
Publicity stunt that turned into a popcorn fart.
If that. Greta is also known to have lied before about things. She's not a very honest person.
No.
In 2025, in October 2025, Thunberg was criticized for sharing an image of a starved Israeli hostage on social media that she said was a Palestinian suffering. The post was a collaboration with other pro-Palestinian activists, and the photo of the hostage was later taken down because she's not an honest person. And people calling her a hero. What else have we got here? The Israeli Foreign Ministry called Thunberg's claim brazen lies, stating that detainees' legal rights were upheld and no official complaints were made. Court documents from a hearing on October 5th appear to support the Israeli government's position, showing Thunberg requested deportation, but made no formal complaint of mistreatment. Now, here's a question. Let's say Fred's and she is famous, unfortunately. Fred's famous. He's an activist. And he's accused me of beating up my neighbors. So he's bringing 40, 50 people with him to come to my house to tell me how bad I am. Media's all over it. There are cameras everywhere. So Fred comes to my house. Am I really going to torture him and beat him and do all sorts of evil stuff to him and then let him go? That would just make his argument look what he did to me.
You have to kill me and just get it over with.
Exactly. So she's saying Israel did all these horrible things to her, but then let her go without a mark.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. But I would hate to say it, but strip down. Let's see it.
Show me bruises. Show me anything.
Anything.
Nobody that was detained by Israelis has a bruise on them. But she's claiming they were tortured. And people believe it because it's not about Gaza. It's not about Palestine. It's not about the war. It's about making Israel look bad.
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
Israel's a bad guy.
No matter what happens. And like I've asked before, if Canada were launching missiles into our country on the regular, and then one day they raided what would be like Michigan and killed, what would the equivalent? They said 44,000 people at a festival and then went across the border. Do these people that are angry at Israel honestly think we wouldn't do anything in retaliation either? It would be like, oh, well, they left. There's nothing we can do about it. Sorry. And they took, like 1,000 hostages. They left. We can't, nothing we can do.
Well, it all depends on where in Michigan it was.
Well, yeah, if it was Dearborn. But that's what
Dearborn deserves it.
I mean, but that's what
their water sucks.
Well, yeah, it's brown and flammable. But that's what these people are saying. That's what they're basically saying. That we wouldn't do anything either. No other civilized country would do what Israel did. Israel's a bad guy for fighting back.
Bullshit.
Yeah, make no mistake. If that happened here, regardless of the Democrat president or Republican president, we would retaliate. We would have no choice. We would have to retaliate. Nobody would let a Democratic president go, oh, no, we're not going to do anything. They would run him out of office. Yeah. We would retaliate. And we wouldn't just send, they sent 3,000 people over. We're just going to retaliate with 3,000 people.
Oh, you know that Trump's going to sit back and wait for a statement from Canada.
No country would ever sit back and let that happen. And it wouldn't just be, we're going to go over for a couple hours and kick ass and come back. You'd be like, no, we're done with this. This is not the first time you've done shit to us.
It's not, and it will be the last.
Yeah, but we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again. But these protesters want you to believe that that's unrealistic. That, what they did was, it was too much. They overreacted. These protests.
You kill my family, I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
And I'm coming hard.
More importantly, you take hostages, which is against the Geneva Convention because they're non-combatants, and then you kill them in captivity.
What about did that guy that they had dig his own grave? Did he make it out?
I think he did. Think
he did?
But the point is they're still using that as propaganda. You can't, everything they did, they can't do according to the rules of war, which is funny. But nobody cares about it.
They don't recognize Geneva anyway.
I don't think many countries do anymore, except us and maybe Europe.
Geneva's worthless, just like the Nobel.
Yeah, it's another joke. And I think it says in Geneva that you have to, your military has to have uniforms.
Yeah.
They can't go in civilian clothes. They have to be identified.
Have to be identified in uniform.
To avoid civilian casualties. So that's the problem. Everybody else can get away with shit except us and Israel and maybe England. That's the problem. And that's supposed to be okay. We're supposed to just sit back and let terrorists do what terrorists do. We're not supposed to respond. And if someone responds, we're supposed to condemn that country for responding.
Yep.
You overreacted. Well, if you're going to rob a store that the guy has a shotgun and you go in with a knife and he shoots you, it's not his fault for being properly armed. It's your fault for going in there first place like you did. And you got what you deserved.
One, even thinking about it.
Yeah. And then you got these talking heads and I don't even like mentioning their names because I'm not going to give them free airtime, but you got these talking heads that are, Israel's behind everything from my dog getting run over by a car to Charlie Kirk. Israel's involved in everything. They're the great evil of the entire world.
Must be the view.
Well, them and a couple other used to be conservatives. But it's just ridiculous. No one has held a Hamas accountable. Nobody's ever come out and said, what you did was wrong. You got what you deserved. You took hostages. You killed children. You raped women. You provoked another country or attacked another country unprovoked. You got what you deserved. Don't cry victim now.
Right.
But no one said that. And that's half the problem in this world. Nobody's accountable. I don't understand it.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you? What is it? How dare you stole my childhood or something like that? Jackasses. All right, we'll be right back.
Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra Levine.
This is so amazing and miraculous. We've never had a president in the history of our nation doing this. And we hope to God that he continues doing this forever and ever. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. And God bless President Trump.
And God bless you.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent right here in the heart of D.C. as President Trump is celebrating 250 years of America and the military.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
Makes it any better. All right, we're back. I am Seth Eisenberg. That's Fred Profiter, president of the Frederick County Conservative Club in Frederick, Maryland.
We're the ones who get shit done.
They get shit done. And that was for Alexandra Levine. She's our White House correspondent. She gets to go to all the cool things, all the stuff in D.C. They don't let me out of my cage for that kind of stuff because I wouldn't know how to act. I'd probably get arrested by Secret Service or something.
Knuckle dragging,
mouth breathing. Hey, where are the ding dongs? Stuff like that. Where are the little tiny cocktail weenies?
Vienna sausages.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh.
My ex loved those things.
Are they really from Vienna?
Yeah.
That's like that. What's it? Potted meat food product.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Spam in a tube.
Let me brush my teeth with this. What's the other stuff? God, what is it called? Deviled ham? Is that what it comes in those little cans?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't buy that shit. I've never eaten a Red Hot.
One of those.
The Red Hot dogs?
Oh, I've had one of those. They're kind of, they got a little kick. I wouldn't get them again.
Yeah, that's like going to a bar and getting the give me those pickled pig's knuckles.
Oh. Oh, that's horrible.
Thank you, no.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I dine on the swine. I like bacon. I like pork chops. But that's it. I don't want anything else.
Turn in your Jew card.
I know. I've told you all before. I'm a bad Jew.
Yeah, I always called you a tribesman, and now the truth comes out.
I got tattoos, so yeah, I'm not a good Jew. I understand.
See? No tats, no metal.
He's a better Jew than I am.
I'm good.
But
yes, my savior was a Jew.
There you go. See, so we're all kind of Jewish if you want to get down to it. But I was just talking to Fred about, I don't know if anybody else has watched it, kind of off topic, but if you watch me, you know I don't stay on topic. I was talking to him about that Netflix special, Ed Gein. I don't know if anybody else has watched that, but it's really good. It's towards the end, I get the impression they're trying to make you feel sorry for the guy. And maybe he was mentally ill. I think he said he had schizophrenia and some other disorder. And, that's horrible. But that doesn't excuse you digging up dead bodies, skinning them, and wearing their skin around your house as a suit. It doesn't excuse you digging up your dead mother, bringing her home, and putting her in a chair and talking to her. I mean, it doesn't excuse it. I think
there's so many different movies that come to mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Psycho.
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock based Norman Bates off of this guy. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based off of this guy. And they're even saying Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs
was based on him. I think they're talking about Buffalo Bill more than Hannibal Lecter. But yeah, this guy really influenced a lot of modern cinema. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really good. Charlie Hunnam, the guy from Sons of Anarchy, Jax. He plays Ed Gein. Really good. I enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. But yeah, the dude was really messed up. And what's really frightening is there are people like that walking the streets now. There are people who are serial killers walking around now.
Yeah.
That do heinous stuff today, not just back then, today.
How long did the Zodiac killer go?
They never caught him.
Never caught him.
And
exactly.
Didn't they finally catch the Green River Killer a few years ago?
Yep. Finally.
And then the BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill Killer, they finally caught. And he was something to do with the church. He was oh.
They walk among us.
Yeah. It's insane. And when you watch it, you're like, oh, that's crazy. And you start thinking, dude, my neighbor could be walking around in a skin suit right now. I don't know. It's just creepy.
It's like the old joke about the hitchhiker getting picked up and then saying to the driver, well, what are the chances of picking up a serial killer? The driver looks at him and says, well, what are the chances of two being in the same car?
Wow, that would be, that's great. But yeah, check it out. It's on Netflix. It's really good. I think it's called Monster, the Ed Gein story. And I think there's another one for Jeffrey Dahmer, which is a really good series too. And then there's one for Kyle and Lyle Menendez. Was it the Menendez brothers?
No, those guys are sick.
it puts the lotion in the basket, or it puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again. That's what the guy was dancing and like played hide the apples and backed up. It was like, ooh, that was creepy. But that's Buffalo Bill is based on Ed Gein, loosely, because he wasn't kidnapping. I think he only actually killed 3 people: his brother, and then 2 women, and that was it. He didn't kill like 5 or 6 people. Well, that's all they know was 2. So who knows? Maybe
all they were able to attribute to him.
And then, like I said, Norman Bates was based on him. You know, Norman. I don't know if you've ever seen Psycho, because that's an older movie. But he would have conversations with his mother, and he would actually hear his mother talking to him, and she was dead in the bedroom. That's exactly what Ed Gein would do. He'd put his mother in the dining room and have conversations with her, and he would hear her voice when he was talking to her, and it would show her she was decomposed and falling apart. But that was his mom. He would talk to her, and she would talk back. It was
demonic.
See, I can't even say demonic, because if the man's mentally ill, he's not in 100% control of his facilities. If he has schizophrenia, he doesn't. The way we would see reality, apparently they don't see it the same way we do. Like if I said, "Hey, Fred, you look funny in your glasses," you'd get over that. You probably wouldn't even care what was said in the first place. But apparently, as a schizophrenic,
fuck you, I'm leaving.
But apparently, as a schizophrenic, you in your head or in your mind, you see it as like a group of people running at you, screaming that you're stupid, you're dumb, you're worthless. That's how you see it. In your reality, that's what it is. People attacking you or screaming and yelling insults at you. I'm not schizophrenic, so I don't know. But if that's the case, I can kind of understand why you'd lose your shit. But it doesn't excuse you killing people. Like I said, wearing skin suits around. But I can I don't want to say empathize, and I can't say understand, because, again, I'm not sick, so I can't understand what he's going through.
Every time we do one of these events, nobody sees me for 2 days afterwards, so I'm still getting over.
He's out there wearing a skin suit. If anybody, I'm in Mount Airy, Maryland. Please send the police.
I'm afraid to close my door.
But
you won't leave.
Yeah, but check those specials out on Netflix. They're really good. And I don't want to say entertaining, because I don't think they're meant to be entertaining. I think they're meant to be more informative. Like, hey, this is what he did. Because they're
more cerebral.
Yes. I mean, there's no, like, that I could tell, there's not much Hollywood put into the documentary. It's more pretty much straight fact. Because they did catch him. They did interview him. They have interview tapes of Ed Gein. So I think it was pretty much based on those interview tapes. I would love to hear this. Just the entire interview. I'd love to hear that. Just to hear what he said. Mother. Creepy.
Hello, Mother.
Yeah. So I wanted to put, this is older. But my son pointed this out to me a couple of days ago. Again, it's an older story. He just saw it, and it just made me laugh.
That's my spirit animal.
Yep. Criminal caught after cutting off 37 man buns in one day. Claims he was doing the Lord's work.
My spirit animal.
And he doesn't look upset. He looks very happy and pleased with himself.
Hey, he got me. No big deal.
Yeah, life goes on. I'll do a couple days in county. And this kind of plays into what we were just saying. The dude's obviously got a mental problem. Normal people don't go around doing that. Who knows what he heard in his head? Oh, obviously, he heard God talking to him, saying, "Hey, you know what? While you're running around today, cut off some man buns for me. Prove you love me. Cut off some man buns."
You know how many times I've wanted some?
Oh, every time I see one. Every time I see you doing a man bun, it's like, dude, you look like you don't look tough. You look like a Karen with a mustache.
My grandson's wearing one.
Oh no!
He's got the sides shaved down, and he's got this pulled up into the ponytail and tucked into a bun. And I'm like, dude, you're 10 years old.
You know what you do when he's asleep?
And
have that guy come over the house.
I blame his mother and father. My daughter and son-in-law.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if that's the worst he does,
Yeah, exactly.
that's awesome.
Hey, he's a great kid, great student.
That's all that matters.
You know,
It's like-
he scored in the 97th percentile nationally for
wow.
math.
Oh, holy shit!
You know, he's a great kid.
Well, then I didn't deal with the man bun. That's
Yeah,
not a big deal.
I never said anything to him about it. This is the first time I publicly voiced my opinion on it.
My son's got a full beard. He's 15, and he looks like a mountain man. And people complain, well, he's too young, he should shave. And I've brought it up a couple times. But like I just said, if that's the worst thing he's doing, whatever. Have a beard.
Hey, 15, he's man enough to grow a full beard.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Go for you. Go for it.
It's very impressive. Yeah. So there's some people I know who are my age who got like that spotty beard. They got some here, a little bit here.
Looks like a patchwork quilt.
Yes. I was like, dude, you got a full beard. I would wear that with pride. Yeah. But he's got a big Jufro. So
big Jufro.
There's that too. But I don't know. You know, the kids could be doing worse. I can live with that.
So Jews and Afrikaners have the kinky hair?
Yeah. Yeah, Jews got kinky hair. No, I don't. I don't have any hair. Damn, I'm getting so bald. Holy crap. That's embarrassing. But yeah, I mean, guy walked around clipping off man buns. You got to respect that. Because obviously he didn't hurt anybody. It wasn't like he stabbed anybody or attacked anybody. He was just doing the Lord's work.
Just.
Sorry about that, Samuel, or whatever, you know. Got to cut that off. The Lord told me to do it.
And here's money for a haircut.
Yeah, maybe he did that too. Like, yeah, cut off your man bun. Here's $20. Go to Sport Clips and get that shit evened out because you look like a fool now. I'm a bigger fool than you did before. Yep, it's true. There are alligators in the sewers in New York. That would scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
That is beyond frightening. Let me see if I can find the article on that I have. Here we go. This moment was captured in video footage that recalls the big city myth that inspired the 1980 B movie Alligator. I saw that movie, by the way.
Shocker.
And further popularized by Drew Barrymore in E.T. because I think she mentioned something about that in E.T.
Right.
There you go. It's true. In New York, in the sewers, they saw an alligator. I don't know how that would go during the winter because New York gets pretty cold. They get like downright bitter cold up where they're at. And they get snow.
Yep.
And things. I don't know if water in the sewer would freeze because it's like dookie water. I don't know if dookie water freezes, but...
Yeah, dookie and it's 50 feet below ground.
Well, yeah, so it probably doesn't. So so it's true. I mean, that is... If there's one, you know there's got to be another.
Yeah. He didn't get there by himself.
Yeah, that's just creepy. That is insane. I remember when I was a kid, that was like, oh, you better watch out. You flush it down the toilet, it's going to grow big in the sewer. There you go. It does. So don't be flushing your crap. Well, no, you can flush your crap, but that's all I'd be flushing down the toilet. It's crap. I wouldn't put my pet alligator or piranha flushing down the toilet. I mean, stuff like that's how you get invasive species, like in Florida with the pythons.
Right.
Because people get them and let them go. And then all of a sudden you got a problem. I think they actually pay people down there to hunt them.
Yep.
There's like bounties on them. I might be moving to Florida. Snake hunting. I can't imagine that's difficult. They don't move fast. They're kind of big and
still got to bag them. Still got to drag them.
Oh, they get pretty big. They're like 20, 25 feet, don't they?
Uh-huh. And bigger.
Yeah, never mind.
Big enough to swallow a dog.
Never mind. I'm going back to work tomorrow. Not going to be doing that. Now, the next story I want to talk about is probably near and dear to Fred and me. And before I get it, I want to preface that when this happened, I think it was in the news for 2 or 3 days, if that. That's because Dale Earnhardt Jr. died in a car crash. And that took over the news because that's more important. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This country has a very big problem with hero worship. The more famous you are, the more people think you're important and that your life is the end all be all. How do I know this? You got reality TV shows. You got like the Real Housewives of wherever they're at now, Big Brother, Love is Blind, all these reality shows. And these people have hundreds of thousands of followers and they're the end all be all.
I've never watched one.
I will admit I've watched Love is Blind. It's entertaining. I watch it because if I come home from work and I'm like, man, my life sucks. My foot is killing me. I can't, I'm always in pain. I watch that show and go, God, my life is not that bad. I'm much better now. I feel better about my life. I am high on the hog now. Literally, I watch reality shows to make myself feel better about my life because these people on these reality shows are completely twisted, attention-seeking horrors that have no direction. But unfortunately, have a big. I mean, look at the sisters who were.
What's that?
The Kardashians.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, God, people watch them brush their teeth. That's like super important to some people, and I'll never figure that out because it's not. Well, to me, it's not important. I'm sure to Fred's not important. I know a lot of people that's not important to, but to some people, that is their life. Reality TV and celebrities and sports figures are their life.
I'll tell you honestly, you could put all the Kardashians in a lineup, and I couldn't pick out one of them.
I couldn't either. Well, I could pick out Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn.
I could pick him out.
Yeah.
Her. But yeah, other than that, I couldn't. I'd be like, who are you? Or whatever. But yeah, people hero worship. And like I said, I think it was last Wednesday or last Sunday, I could get 20 people together and ask them the same question. Name your favorite football team. Name 5 players on your favorite football team. And name me the last time they won a Super Bowl. And without hesitation, I guarantee at least 17 or 18 of those people could rattle off that answer like this.
All right.
Ask those same 20 people this question. What's your child's 3rd grade teacher's first name? What's your child's 3rd period teacher? And what is his grade in science? They would look at you with a blank expression and not be able to answer that question.
Thankfully, I don't have kids in school.
I do, and I can answer all those questions. And I'm not bragging. It's because I find it would be more important to be involved in my family's life in real life than in some crap on TV. Now, I talked about all that to bring this up. The USS Cole happened today in 2000. That was the first attack coordinated by Osama bin Laden. They brought up a boat, I think it was an inflatable or something, to the USS Cole, detonated a bomb that blew a 40-foot wide hole into the ship. And if you know anything about Navy ships, they're not made of wood.
Right at the waterline.
Yeah, they're not made of wood. It's not aluminum. It's not fiberglass. That is steel. So if it blew a 40-foot wide hole into the bulkhead, you can only imagine how much explosive was used to do that. Killed 17 American sailors and injured many more. That happened today, again, in 2000. I haven't heard anything about it on the news.
No.
No one's mentioned it. None of these talking heads have mentioned anything about it. 17 sailors.
25 years ago.
And they were in port. So they were just probably minding their own business, trying to get off the ship to go to Liberty. And Liberty means like a day off. You can leave the ship and go into town. And some people, go shopping for stuff for their families. I would go off the ship and drink till I couldn't walk. And other people did that too. But Liberty just means you have the day off. You can leave the ship.
Right.
So I'm betting that these people were either on duty and couldn't leave the ship, or they were getting ready to leave the ship to go enjoy some time off the ship when Osama bin Laden's first attack, the precursor to 9/11.
I'm embarrassed I don't remember the captain's name of the ship, but I met him at a Dan Bongino event when I was working on the Bongino campaign.
Oh.
And quite the story. And the trauma he went through afterwards. I mean, they tried to blame him for not having the security and whatnot. But
if you're in port,
we're in port. We're supposed to be covered by whoever protected by the host country.
The locals, the locals are supposed to take up that.
Mm-hmm. But it was. I can't believe it's been 25 years already.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that until I saw this. I was like, holy crap, It's been that long. Because I remember it literally like it was yesterday. I can remember the news.
I don't even remember it being before 9/11.
Yeah, I think they attributed this to bin Laden. That was his first.
Right.
attack on the U.S.
Right.
First successful attack on the U.S. And yeah, that same week, I believe, 2 or 3 days later, Dale Earnhardt Jr. died, and this was thrown away.
Yeah, gone.
They stopped talking about it because, with the Intimidator, wasn't that his nickname or something
Yeah,
like that?
Intimidator.
He died, and that's more important. That was more important than 17 people.
Oh, NASCAR. Yeah, everybody lives NASCAR.
NASCAR, the same 5 rednecks win every race. It's drive real fast in the circle, and let's see who wins. And I know there's more to it, so save the
Turn
drama.
right. Turn right.
Okay, I won. And I know there's more to it than that. So, save the angry emails or text messages because I don't care. This is more important.
Write him, not me.
Yeah, don't write him, it's me. But this is more important. The USS Cole is far more important than somebody in NASCAR dying. I'm sorry. Sorry that the dude died. It's horrible. He had a family. Nobody wants to see anybody die. But in the grand scheme of things, in the order of importance, these 17 people that were killed by terrorists are far more important than anybody else during that time frame. Especially when you remember that, like I said, bin Laden did this, and this was the precursor to 9/11. This was a run to see what he could do and what our reaction would be. So yeah, that happened 25 years ago today. An unprovoked attack on the USS Cole, a U.S. warship in port, minded in Yemeni. Yep. They were in Yemeni in the port of Aden. So they weren't even at sea. And 17 American sailors lost their life. I can't remember how many more were injured, but I'm sure it was more than 17.
Right.
Because if you can see the picture, let me see if I can switch it so you can see it. That's a pretty big hole right there. That ain't no joke. So, yep, 25 years ago today. So yeah, it's things like that we got to remember. And I'm not saying we live in the past or we dwell on it, but we can't forget stuff like this. This is important. We got to remember people don't attack us because we're crappy and nobody wants us and we're like the black sheep. People attack us because we are the last bastion of hope in this world. And you can come here dirt broke, poor, and build yourself an empire in this country. People aren't trying to get into China. They're not swimming across rivers or going through deserts to get into Colombia. They're not fighting to get into Italy. They are fighting and doing all that to get here. And that's important to remember. So every time you hear one of these libs screaming about how bad America is or how evil we are, a bunch of fascists, why does everybody want to come to this fascist country?
Everybody wants to come here, but then turn us into where they came from. So if it's so good back there,
why'd you leave?
Yeah.
And if it's so good back where you were, why did you go through all the crap you had to get here illegally? Go through the desert, march thousands of miles, pay hundreds of millions of dollars or thousands of dollars to coyotes or however you got here. Why did you do all that if where you were leaving is so good that when you're here, you want to wave your country's flag in our country and say, I'm a proud Mexican or I'm a proud El Salvadorian? Then why did you leave?
Charlie Kirk used to say, what was it? Immigration without assimilation is an invasion.
Yes, I agree. We're called a melting pot because that means that when you get to this country, we all become one. Everything melts together. We blend. We become one cohesive thing.
We assimilate to one another.
Right now, we're a tossed salad. Yeah, we're all in the same bowl. Yeah, we're all kind of mixed together, but we have not become one. We still got this on top of that and this over here, and this has not become part of that. It's still separate.
Well, and there are factions like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we are assimilated. We are the tossed salad. Speaking of getting salad tossed.
But yeah, remember today, the USS Cole and the 17 sailors that lost their lives that were pushed aside because NASCAR's hero died. And again, I'm not belittling his death. I'm just saying in the order of importance that should have fallen way below this. way below this. And once again,
Amen.
I haven't heard anything about this today from anyone. From anyone.
So,
It just goes to show you it ain't easy being in the military. Even in times of peace, crap can pop off like that, which is sad. But we're getting to that time, so I want to thank Fred for putting up with me and hanging out.
you going to talk about Tuesday?
Oh, go ahead. Now you can tell you. Fred's got some things going on Tuesday. We'll let him talk and tell you all about it.
Well, we did the candlelight vigil for Charlie Kirk. And I believe it was earlier that day that Congress had passed a resolution to make October 14th a National Day of Remembrance because it is Charlie Kirk's birthday on the 14th. And we have set up a day of remembrance at the band shell in Frederick, Baker Park, starting at 6 p.m. We're going to have music. We're going to have clips of Charlie. We have a bunch of great speakers lined up. And if things go well, we'll take that 400 that showed up for the candlelight vigil and we'll double it. So we've been pushing this thing, getting great response, getting RSVPs from people. Now, I will tell you that the band shell seating only holds about 250. So if you want a seat, get there early. But there's plenty of room to stand around the band shells. We can easily get 1,000 people in there. So please come on out. Be a celebration of life. Remember Charlie, and let's have a good time.
And that's at Frederick, Maryland, Baker Park Band Shell.
Yep.
So if you live near Frederick or Western Maryland or Pennsylvania, it's this Tuesday. Starts at 6. It goes to 9.
6 to 9.
6 to 9. Come out. It's free. There's no charge to be there. There will be T-shirts and other things there that you can get. And you can donate to the Frederick County Conservative Club while you're there.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking a big hit as far as the expenses for this. You know, we've never put on anything this big before. So we have, the lighting, the sound. We have 2 85-inch video monitors that are going to be set up so everybody can see what's going on. We got a camera so you can see all the speakers that are going to be talking, all the video clips. It'd be great. Come on out.
And I'll be there, and that should be a draw enough. That should be enough. That's all you need to know.
I was going to hold that to the left.
I know. We're going to use it as a tease.
Now we're going to be run over. People will be lined up on Monday waiting.
All 7 of them are going to be there waiting to see me. But yeah, I'll be there. And I'll try to get some video to play for my show next Sunday. Take some snippets, catch some of the speakers so I can show you all if you can't make it. But if you live close to Frederick, Tuesday 6 to 9, it's not too late. You can still get home, get sleep for work the next day. You should come out and just be with a group of people that think like you or feel like you or agree with that the First Amendment's important, and you shouldn't die or be murdered because you have a difference of opinion with somebody.
Yeah, should be killed for your words.
No,
that's for sure. So,
and that's what the libs don't get. It shouldn't matter that Charlie Kirk died. What should matter is someone was killed because they spoke what they thought, and everybody should be against that. Everybody, but libs are libs. So that's this Tuesday, Frederick County, Maryland, or Frederick City, Maryland, at Baker Park at the band shell. It starts at 6. A lot of good speakers will be there. A lot of people will be there. It'll be an educational time, and you'll be able to learn about there'll be some candidates there. They'll be speaking.
Yeah, it's not a political event.
It's not political, but there'll be candidates there, so you can pull them aside and probably talk to them if you want to.
And we have the Republican Club, the Women's Republican Club, the Young Republicans, the Conservative Club, of course, and the Orange Ballot, the school board group. So
come out if you can. It'll be worth the time, I promise you. And if you come out and you say, hey, we're coming out because we saw it on the Conservative Corner podcast,
I'll give you $10 off on the family membership.
There you go.
Instead of $35, it would be $25.
There you go. You heard it from the Prez. $10 off if you say, hey, I heard about this on the podcast, Conservative Corner. And like he said, he's not lying. This is the most active club in Frederick County. We do a lot more than anybody else. So I want to thank Fred for coming out. It was great. We usually do the drunken podcast, but
The whiskey podcast.
But I'm not feeling good enough right now to be drinking whiskey and going to work tomorrow. So we'll have to do that another Sunday. And before we go, what I'd like to do is read an opinion of mine. And again, you don't have to agree with it. You can tell me to pound sand, kick rocks, whatever you want to do it. But I'm still going to tell you about it. And it does have something to do with tonight's podcast. A ceasefire with Hamas, while a step towards de-escalation, does not justify placing full trust in that group. Trust must be earned through consistent actions, not assumed from a temporary halt of hostilities. Hamas, designated a terrorist organization by the U.S., the EU, and other countries, has a history of using ceasefires strategically, often to regroup, rearm, or advance political goals rather than pursue lasting peace. For example, past truces, like those in 2014 and 2021, were followed by renewed rocket attacks or provocations once Hamas deemed it advantageous. This pattern raises skepticism about their commitment to peace. Hamas's stated ideology, rooted in its 1988 charter, calls for the complete destruction of Israel. And while the group has at times signaled pragmatic shifts, its actions, such as the October 7th, 2023 attack that killed over 1,200 Israelis, demonstrates a persistent reliance on violence. Ceasefires in this context can serve as tactical pauses rather than genuine olive branches. The governance in Gaza has also prioritized military infrastructure, like tunnels and rocket stockpiles, over civilian welfare, diverting aid to fund militancy. Reports from the UN and others indicate that Hamas has misappropriated humanitarian resources, casting doubt on their reliability as partners in peace. On the flip side, ceasefires are often driven by external pressures like Egypt or Qatar's mediation, or Hamas's own need to alleviate Gaza's humanitarian crisis. These motivations suggest pragmatism, not trustworthiness. Some argue that engaging Hamas diplomatically could foster moderation, pointing to their participation in elections or negotiations. But this hope ignores their consistent return to violence when it suits their aims, undermining claims of reform. Blind trust in Hamas during a ceasefire risks ignoring their track record and ideological rigidity. Any agreement must be scrutinized with verification mechanisms to ensure compliance. Without concrete actions like completely disarming and completely renouncing violence, Hamas's ceasefire should be seen as a tactical action, not a transformative action. Prudence demands skepticism, not naivety. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. It's just how I feel. So once again, I'm Seth Eisenberg. This is a Conservative Corner. It's Fred Proffer, the president of the Frederick County Conservative Club. I'll be on Wednesday at 8 for the Pulse, and I'll be back next Sunday at the same bat time and same bat channel to do the Conservative Corner. Have a good rest of your weekend and have a good week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Peace out.